Hi, we are the governors of RBA. I'm Nancy, this is Kathleen, and this is Zoe. So today we are so pleased to answer any question about current issue in RBA monetary policy. RBA conducts monetary policy to achieve its objective of price stability through employment and prosperity and welfare of Australian people. Recently, RBA is remained low interest rate at approximately 1.5%.
I have done research on RBA website pretty much. I have noticed that the property market in Sydney and Melbourne have fallen the most for more expensive properties, while prices of lower priced properties have been little changed from the past 6 months. Why RBA keep remaining the interest rate unchanged?
Okay, there are two reasons to explain it. Firstly, fear of spooking heavily indebted Aussie households. We know that if interest rate increase, the cost of purchasing a house will increase automatically. So it is not helpful in containing the build-up of risk in household balance sheet. The second reason is not upsetting the economy's transition from a historical mining investment boom to a housing boom. I'm a student who studies economics. According to my research, although the CPI is growing, but still grows with a low rate, the cash rate remains unchanged since August 2016 to now. So why don't RBA raise up the interest rate to boost the economies?
Well, food prices and energy prices are going up, and people are worried about the debts they are carrying. If we raise up the interest rate, people will need more money to repay their loans. That will reduce the confidence to spend money. Low interest rate increase the incentive to spend money. And also, wages are sticky in short run. It does take time to lift up the wages. That's the reason why we are in no rush to change the interest rate in short run.
The Australia's inflation rate is only 1.92% in 2017. Why is the inflation rate so weak in Australia?
First, the wage growth rate is very soft. The average annual growth rate of wage price index is only around 3.3%. In the March quarter of 2018, the WPI only rose about 0.5%. And second, there is a strong competition in the market. With the new entrance of the market, the supply curve shifts to the right, which puts a downward pressure on prices. That's the reason why the inflation is so weak in Australia.
How the historical lowest interest rate affects the aggregate demand in Australian economy?
The lower interest rate is an attempt to stimulate the economy. When the interest rate is low, the consumption and the investment will increase. This is simply because the cost of borrowing is decreased. That encourage people to borrow money and invest or consume it. Also, interest rate can be a major factor that influence foreign exchange rate. The lower interest rates turn to be unattractive for foreign investment. There is evidence from the graph. In 2018, Australian dollar experienced depreciation compared with the USD. However, the Australian net export market will increase because the foreigners are willing to purchase goods at a relative lower price.
As the cash rate constant in the previous months, what happened next with Australia's cash rate? Will it adjust or still constant?
The cash rate will constant in the next few months. The lower cash rate is continuing to stimulate Australia's economic. The further progress is to reducing unemployment rate and having inflation rate return to target is required. This progress is likely to be gradual. That's all of our presentation. Thank you for your attention.